Marcella's here. Right when I hit record, she said, I don't know if I can grab her. Put her in the camera. She's not late for work, she's right on time. Like when you clock in, right when you're supposed to clock in. It's kind of like that. And she was nowhere to be found either. She just sort of appeared out of nowhere. Look at this cat. Yeah, I don't want to pick her up. She's being groomed right now. Yeah, it's like 40 degrees. Something like that. 1 second. Just checking the 50 degrees. Yeah, we were just getting started. It's nothing like up north, though. This is cold for Florida. Florida's so pathetic. Yeah, our version of cold is nothing like anybody else, that's for sure. So, yeah, we have freezes and all that. Panhandle. I think last year, Panhandle, it actually snowed there. I think it was in January, something like that. You wouldn't know it was the Panhandle, though. So, let me check something. Make sure I got distracted. Okay. Just making sure. Alright, yeah, I don't think much about the shadow banning here because I'm so used to it. I've been shadow banned for since I started. And yeah, like I said, there's an elite, yeah, or CIA or so. I don't know what the fuck. I don't think too much into it. It's like whoever's running YouTube behind the scenes. That's probably like the shadow, whoever they are. I don't think. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth putting a lot of energy into it. But they do obviously discourage people from finding me, or it's amazing that I keep beyond it, knock on wood. It's easier for people to find my stuff. You just use Rumble. Rumble's got a long way to go. But it's just more convenient. Of course, I'm on X too, and that's you think I would like is there a shadow ban on that? Isn't X supposed to be like not shadow banned? Even there, maybe it's just everywhere. I'm definitely on YouTube, but even on Rumble, it's still kind of quiet. X, it's quiet. Yeah, so. And Facebook is kind of like a walled garden there too. It's a different animal there, but yeah, you can just be on all platforms shadow ban. Yeah, I think X will be a little bit outside of that, but you never know. It could be a back end, something that a government agency can get into and do whatever they want to do. So NSA or whoever. Not to go into too much on that. Because, like, not much I can do about it. So, yeah, you get used to it, that's for sure. Well, I guess it discourages people from obviously finding me, but also just, yeah, it just shows the message is, yeah, on par. It's not perfect, but, yeah, razor sharp. The Astral realms. Well, it's cold here. Maybe that's why I'm picking up more on it. I don't want to say this, but it's like they want karma because of it's like credit card points. It's like look nice. I mean, I don't know. It's different parts of Astral. There's all not that I'm an expert, but they are. They're looking in, not to spy, but to learn, and they don't see us like we see ourselves. They see as energy. However you want to look at it. It's more simplified there. Well, they don't have to pay bills and all that stuff either. But they are kind of like looking into, live this experience with us too. Without I I imagine our judgment realms. But there it feels it's confusing sides to it. There is no, I don't know. It's different. There's different parts of it. There's different. That's what I mean. Yeah, I could go into all versions of it, but yeah, it's easy for them to say because they're not going through all this. But then I think they understand too. Some of them do. It's like it's just like an energy field where we're the movie, but they're experiencing it with us. Like they kind of like the video game, kind of, but they're not controlling us. They're just living it with us. And we can't always. I don't normally see it that clearly. We just shut off. Have other things to go on, so it's getting colder. So I guess it's thinning out a little bit to see it to some level, but you see the confusion here is just, and it gets, because we don't, we get amnesia here, sometimes we know more, sometimes we know less, so you can just feel more and you feel nothing, or you feel something, but you're not seeing the full story. Not that I'm seeing the full story, obviously. But it's just I don't know. Obviously a lot of it's mental, but the mental is what creates this reality too. Like a VR set basically creates the physical realm technically, but so you say nothing is really here. It's going through our minds like something is here. I can't imagine it's all that much different than that. Yeah, through our lens, it's a physicality. Through our genetic makeup, we're creating this, right? That's what you hear about. That we're creating our reality. Well, technically, yes, through our physical. But then again, our physical self isn't really here technically. In that regard, then, it's just our energy field is part of. You can say the VR set of this reality. Yeah, we can really go crazy with that. Of course, then you can see in different realms too, and just as a computer. I mean, astral realms it can act like a computer, but it's not. It's just energy, complex energy that just forms this realm. You might connect to realms where it does look computer, but I don't think it really is. It's learning, so it's like, is the tools for learning, or however I want to word it. And, of course, connected to the darker realms to create the physicality, with the dark, like the demonic, or the archon, just call it the program, to make this more realistic, you could say, hardcore, or isolating, whatever. It causes more of the fog, so that's the program too. You have program and the program. Doesn't mean you're being mind controlled. It's just, obviously that happens eventually, but it's more just what creates your reality. And then the mind control comes in later for those that activate it. So, they want us to win individually, but is it a game? It's not. I wouldn't. We might perceive it, though. I wouldn't think of it as a game, because you feel like if you lose, you can start over, and that's not the case. You can start over, but it's more complicated than that. It is like a game, but it is more of its individual self. It's just, I don't know. It's just we probably don't really have the words to really describe it, but it is definitely going through our mental. Our bodies are created to create this reality. To create all of this, which tells you how complex it is. And it really is to redefine the soul, to upgrade it, to refine it, to just to take it to the next level. Because as some of you probably picked up on, those realms where just everything's going for you, and it's boring as hell. Of course, here it's boring as hell too, but you're just being set on fire. To some level, it might feel that way, right? Not always, luckily, but it does seem like, well, it's just more intense. It's, I don't know, I won't call life a program, but kind of. It's probably a school, whatever you want to call it. I'll just call it a program for right now. It's just it's probably not the best word program for the soul, but it's life achievement. I don't think that we don't have the words to really describe it. That's how downgraded our, minimalistic our realities. Well, that's what we're here to. Well, even incarnating here, as some of you know, your energy is here to upgrade the system. You are the system upgrade. But of course, when you're putting it into the system, it sometimes takes it, sometimes pushes it back. Like you say, the demonic realms, feel like they're in control. Technically, they are true on that realm. I guess it's kind of like Tron to some level. There's probably a better way of describing it, but like was it Tron Legacy or Master Control? But it's more like Master Control would be more like a demonic realm, and they're just like little devil beings having like gremlins, setting people on fire and shit like that. I'm even trying to clear my throat there. Yeah, I can't imagine that's all that. Yeah, the gremlins are like little devil beings, basically. Yeah, I guess because if they make like the movie The Devil being, if you make them into like little creature, gremlins, it's a little bit more acceptable, right? But it's pretty much like little devil beings, so however you want to word that. But I would say Master Control is more like a demonic energy. Or Luciferian energy. At least that's one way of looking at it. And it just feels like it's dominant over the souls that are here to keep them obedient, right? And so we come in as users to pull the plug on it, basically. Upgrade it for others to see it too. So you bring your up, it's like your energy is an upgrade for yourself, and you get upgraded as you're being here. And it might feel soul sucking to some level because the energies here want to shut you down. Yeah, like they attack you like a virus. So I'm basically just getting a download on it, which is cool. Because I don't normally see the astral realm like ever. And it just gets maybe it might be thinning overall. Who knows about that? It cut on and off. Who knows? It's funny how it comes with more cold front energy. That shows you the heat energy is the hell frequency, I guess, to keep us disconnected, which makes sense. Of course, then again, when it gets cold, it's not always means you get an inside of anything, but I guess it all depends. But yeah, the sun energy is to feel the pressure of the control masters here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the sun, but when they put the heat on, when it's not, it's not great. It's like a intoxicating, and it's being manipulated, basically. Let's put it that way. So, not going into all the details on everything. But the sun can be very positive also, because this realm, we're in this like planetary bubble, whatever you want to call it, VR game or VR, I guess Matrix, whatever you want to call it. Of course, there's different realms within it, different levels, different Earths, different universes. And you might get a glimpse of it, but you get kicked back here because you need this one, because this one still has valuable assets to it, whatever that means. It just has value to it. and we're here to just bring up newer newer knowledge. Of course, some of these upgrades are so new. That's why you keep coming here. Just not to torture, you might figure torture yourself, but it is here to help others survive. Even it's like Tron. I mean, Tron does come to mind, which I'm kind of surprised because I don't. It's funny they put that out there. No, the light cycle stuff. I don't know about that. I guess that's like driving. But Tron, like they make the movies and they always fail. But they still make them though. But there is stuff in there. It just in the movie, because it's always a movie. It's never like a book or anything. I think they have a TV show, but it feels like more of the movie stuff. They have more hints of our reality, because it is a digital realm, and not that this is all digital, but it kind of gives you an idea of the control factor that's here. Or like when there was a Legacy had like Clue. You realize I'm just going off the bat. Clue, it's like another demonic held creature. Well, I could say that's I don't want to use the word like God creator, like what Flynn is the god. I wouldn't say that, but assistant of this realm or something. He got copied. He copied himself, which is fucking stupid. And then it went bad. I don't know how we're gonna look at that, but you don't. That's probably not a good idea to do that. Because it can be easily corrupted. Yeah, if you copy, you can copy yourself in different realms and all that, but if you do it here in a manipulative program like this, you have kids, that's different. Because they still have their individual self, but it's like you clone yourself here. Like you had the capabilities of doing it. It's like Superman Bizarro. Not that he did that, but So the clone, from what I'm gathering, say if you had the capabilities of doing that. I mean, technically, energetically you do, but like if you do it physically, that clone can easily go bad, because it's like it tries to if you have good intentions, it's trying to find itself, so it becomes the opposite of you. So I feel like it's easily corrupted because it's not fully you. So it's like trying to find itself, and of course the master controller, which is not in the second one, I don't think. No, the second one's hard to watch because it's so cheesy looking, but to tell you, it's just little pieces of our reality. It's funny I'm picking up Tron of all things. Well, it makes sense. Yeah, it's now the digital stuff. I don't know, call it more digital matrix or our genetic makeup. I wouldn't call it digital, but it's just sort of like, I don't know, because we have technology here, obviously, and we're using that to find ourselves. You can say, we're finding our way out as tools, basically. But the fun character, he's not a creator of the system, but he's like an influencer. I guess you can see he's been seen as like a god, you can say. But not in the traditional sense, like an Anunnaki or something like that. He didn't create life, he just sort of helped it evolve, you can say. Something like that. But I definitely want to, not that we have cloning capabilities or average person, but you can't influence someone to be like you. And that can be, sometimes that can become a better version of yourself. And yourself becomes the dark one. Everyone will look at that. Well, like you're, I don't know, it's almost like where the student or the kid excels above the parent or something. I don't know, or more successful, but it doesn't mean that they're better. But I don't know. Well, I guess that's kind of like Clue, where he feels like he can excel past his creator and gets corrupted. But not to say everybody's like that, but whatever, you get lost. It's a lot of pieces to this. It's like religion. It's a mess. But our Like, why is it like the alien disclosure energy? It's always a possibility for that to come in, then it goes out. Like, it comes in and it goes out. It's not fully. I mean, obviously we're assisting, but we're not really seeing any, major. We're not seeing anything. Not really. Not. We're not supposed to see it, of course, but we're not really seeing any major progress there, really. And society is so psychotic. I mean, we had to shut down. Now that could go on for a couple of weeks still, too. Even if they say, oh, look, we're getting somewhere, but then I guess some of the Democrats went against the Republicans, so that was a bunch of crying about that. So this might go on for another 2 weeks, possibly. It could. It could, because the Democrats are so butthurt. That's all just a mess. So, yeah, it's just, obviously it's a more complicated world because it's so, I'll use the word ass backwards, because it's being influenced, obviously, by the demonic realms. And this is why spiritual work is important, not easy, but you're shutting that down. You're shutting down influence. So you can hear your more higher perspective. But it's also, of course, you have the human belief system. Obviously, worry about finance, the human stuff, which is understood in a lot of ways, but because we're in the survival mode. But we're here to heal that. But let's put it this way: the idea is for things to get simpler here, where we're just not so blocked. So, not to say everyone is going to be unblocked, energetically, but for those that are here to help, because you feel like those that are here, right? They feel not here part of the spiritual awakening and all that. They feel like you're just going nowhere. You're on a ship, you're in a boat without a paddle. Boy, does it feel like that. But it's not. It's not you. It's just it's those around that have no paddle or are beating you with their paddle. I know what that feels like. Or setting their boat on fire. There's a lot of that too. So yeah, you're here to. You just bring like those on a spiritual path are like. I don't want to call it university teachers, but it's kind of, I don't know, just mentorship, whatever word you want to use for that. But just guidance. Not that you're perfect or you know everything. You're not supposed to. You just know whatever. Yeah, you're just there to, obviously help guide. It's like, I wouldn't use the word like a Navy fleet, but it's kind of like that. You're assisting to, society to come out of the a storm, the storm front, to get to more of a lighter, where you can see out of the fog, basically, so you see things more clearly. Navigate through all of this. That's a better word for that's probably a better word, whatever. Navigate through all of the tension. The Archon beings do it because they can obviously have most of society under their watch, and the survival, not that they're a die or anything, but it's just part of their nature of just, they created this, physical realm. They're part of the blockages. Like, they blocked out the pyramids. Like, there's pyramids, but they're not fully activated. They're blocking out a lot of stuff, so we can't see it, for various different, obviously they keep, I won't call it the slave race. Well, it's kind of, but they're just, sucking the energy for those that are not aware of anything. And why so many are here to just, you can say, pop the bubble of reality, or to get through the maze. So others can see things more, so for yourself to see things more clearly too, obviously. Of course, you go through attacks and all that because they want you to fail, obviously. Or use those that are under their control, the zombie program, to knock you down, cut your wings off, and truly have you suffocate and die. Literally. Well, they want you to give up so they can take your energy. Yeah. and use it for horrible things. Yeah, golly, man, this eat or be eaten, right? Not that you need to go eat anybody, but yeah, just I mean, obviously there's many different layers to all this. Not to be not to be a victim, not to blame the government on it, not to blame the elite on it, because this is also healing the elite too. Because you get past their programs too. Well, because they have traps for you also. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like Indiana Jones, where you're going through all but it's more bringing enlightenment here. It's once again navigating through the fog, but you're in their kind of temple of manipulation, you could say. Not that you're looking for a trophy or anything like that. I think more you're bringing knowledge into that temple for others to find, but they make it difficult for others to find it. It can be a movie. I'm not going to be making that. Too busy living it. Too busy trying to survive the damn thing. Because not everyone, because obviously those that are here, like myself, all eyes are on you. Elite eye, just to take your ass down. Is that nice? So, and I imagine I'm not the only one that feels that way. Not that I'm paranoid or anything, just sort of just do your thing, not worry about it. Yeah, but people don't want to be in these shoes, I don't blame them. Because there's so many systems trying to take you down, and it's like, I don't want to be part of that crap, and I completely understand that. Because they don't want to bring it onto themselves and block their path. Well, they block the life of normalcy, because what I'm doing, they're trying to destroy all that. Like what other people can get easily, for me, it's like, yeah, good luck. So, but anyway, just, I feel like these things will, doesn't mean we'll have like all the knowledge, like queer, it'll be back to, I don't know, we don't know what the fuck, not that I know what anything is going on right now. Obviously disclosure is here, and obviously the aliens are keeping things quiet because they don't want to be seen. Because they're obviously moving things around quietly, but they don't want their tracks to be seen. Some people might pick up on it here and there, but you might see a ship here and there, but that's all you're gonna get, which is fine because less is better. Because I think if you can pick up on it, other beings can pick up on it, and they don't want that. You don't want it. They don't want to be, if they're here to assist, they don't want the bad guys to see what they're up to. So, they want to see because they can see in your energy field. We're being monitored, obviously, to find any cracks. Yeah, it's complicated, but you can't think too much into it. So obviously, disclosure is being cloaked for now. Government, of course, that's obviously there's a lot of demonic beings in there, of course. The devil is running the show, so sort of. I wouldn't call it Trump. It's things. Obviously that's not perfect, but whatever. But behind the scenes that we don't see. I would say it's more like judges that nobody appointed. Yeah. That are part of the CIA and other groups like that. I would say it's more part of the CIA because they're protected. It might be part of other, stuff I don't want to know what it is, but we'll just call it the CIA. I feel the CIA though, and you never hear about those guys. Unless they're doing propaganda on TV or something like that. So the CIA, the CIA is protecting those that are running the show, and like they have their own secret service and all that. It is above the president, no doubt about it. And the president, I'm not going into all the details on that, but so many different agendas there. And that would probably be a kind of a neat movie, or to see how that might be terrifying at the same time. Of the influences there and the game that's played there. I'm not going to go there. Not today, at least. We'll see how long this. So I have like a little bit of a doorway open right now. Maybe it'll stay open for a while. That'd be nice to get a little bit more insight. But because I don't normally see like who's running the show, I get judges like kind of like a Supreme Court, but no one appointed. Well, I mean, you can say they appointed themselves the elite war that's going on, where they're fighting each other, and this judges can be not your typical. They're not wearing black. They're like regular people, but they're kind of like, yeah, I can say kind of like gangsters, but they're high up. They're not obviously your average Joe, obviously, but they're running your companies, of course. I get IBM, which is funny. IBM exists, but nobody knows it's even around. It's never in the headlines. Yeah, IBM makes sense. Companies that are obscure, but they're part of the AI stuff. IBM did AI before I think anybody, publicly at least, and they're not. It's quiet there. That would make a lot of sense. Of course, they assisted the Nazis and all that too. They did the numbers on people. That's fucked up, and probably a lot of other stuff. They did a lot behind the scenes. That's definitely like a shadow government entity. I'm allowed to see that at least. Lockheed Martin, obviously, that's an obvious one. But IBM is a major player, but very quiet. Boy, jeez. Yeah, because like nobody even knows that place even exists. It's like it's there, but I mean, it gets no attention at all. It's on the stock market. It might get, but yeah, they're definitely that's one of the major players at least elite hideout. At least one of them. I think there's others they don't want me to see for obvious reasons. Shadow companies I will never. Probably best you don't know what they are. It's probably best just to not know anything. Well, you can know whatever you want, but sometimes it's better to stay out of it. Not that you can do anything about it anyway. But like the judges here, like the hidden Supreme Court, yeah, it feels very gangster. But also deadly, obviously, just, you know, elite game that's so freaking hidden. Just like you hear about the elite war that's going, the rich, wealthy that are fighting, yeah. But it's so damn quiet. Yeah, and they're running, obviously, the Pentagon to all governments. Of course, it's not just American, it's all, it's. Well, they do like fake friendships and all that. Poison each other and so on. Yeah, just something out of a Shakespearean play. Probably worse though. It's very subtle though. So they know about the aliens, but not as much as you might think. Depends on the person. Like some of them might be more psychically. I don't think that's. It doesn't seem like that's the. Most of them don't care. They care about just power, control, and that's all they care shit about. Like keep the aliens out of my freaking way unless they can help me manipulate society. And it's really more about power grab that majority have no. Well, because it's if they can control the population, so whoever controls the population wins. You can say, which makes sense. Winning elections and whatever it is. I think it's a lot more to it than that. So it's basically who can mind control the society the best, which makes sense, right? Which is a messed up game. I mean, I think people know about that, but just kind of laying it out. You don't hear about it very often, or you can't tap. But it's like who can, obviously, I'm not the only one that's picked up on that before, but which is just so messed up. It's like you can control society and get them to sway your way. So obviously there's different conflicts going on. Even the conspiracy stuff, without mentioning names there, is just there to keep it toxic. Not that they're wrong about a lot of stuff, sometimes they're right. But just to keep people confused. It's like, oh no, World War III is going to happen. Oh no, World War II, whatever, or whatever. Victim this, victim that, just to keep the, the energy's poisoned. So we can't see things clearly. So, let's keep the energy storm. So we get blocked and, we just have to weather it the best you can. So, What's the end game? So what this is all about. I mean, this is very simplistic, of course, but it is for uh, the winning side. I mean, like we're just like, what is this all like? More. We can actually have the life that you're really looking for. It's just more, just like we're in the storm now. So the idea is for calmer waters, so we can see things more clearly, heal ourselves, have a more simplistic look at things, but you can also feel and see everything more. Not that you're simplistic, but you just see things, hear things, and just have a better understanding of everything slowly. So basically, you're just more calmer waters. Like something tropical. Just I'm getting more like the Pacific areas where it's something about the Atlantic. There's a lot of manipulation there. You think there'd be more in that Pacific, but not so much. Wherever the islands are, Fiji or something like that, where it's just a calmer, frequent sea, where because that's where you can see things more clearly. So that's what we're working towards, getting there. So obviously trying to discourage us, trying to get us, trying to drive us insane, and so on. So who knows how long this door is going to stay open? Yeah, because then it shuts, and we're back to crazy. Not to say we're not out of crazy, but cause we're not getting really any clarity on anything. We're just sort of just get through it and survive, and trying to go too insane, and it gets very exhausting. But even those that, obviously the dark side here is going after anybody can just to shut them down, because they are a threat, so they hit them with everything they got. Those that when they come into their power, they can shut down a lot of stuff. When they're going through all their traumas, they can't see anything, so they just sort of put a cloud around them, cloud around all of us to some level, but some they really want them muzzled. So when they can finally clear the frequency around themselves, everything becomes more clear. Now some of us can see that already, but we're bogged down by the energies of others. Like you see some, but it's like you're just it's like you already sense outcomes or something. I don't know, something like you don't see everything, of course. The chaotic game of chess. And so, all right, anyway, I'm tired. Hopefully that's helpful to some level. Interesting. That's cool. That was nice. He's something. Fucking name, man. Not that we have any answers. But yeah, some kind of insight course Priscilla is probably helping. All right, just leave it at that. All right.